All day comfort, 16 hours of talk time, Zoom certified, and great sound quality. Could this be the perfect headset? Last year I reviewed the Shokz OpenComm2 UC bone conducting headset and I was a huge fan. That combo of fantastic battery life, incredible all-day comfort and sound which was better than it should have been was a complete winner. I'm not alone either. I think people just love the fact you can keep these on all day, take calls and hear what's going on around you. You just can't do that in the same way with most headphones and earbuds. So when Shokz got in touch and said, do you fancy checking out the successor to these, which is the OpenComm2 UC, I said, yes, please. And don't worry, I will compare the new version to the old version later in this video, but in the meantime, I want to talk about what the OpenComm2 UC are and why they could make a massive difference to your work from home productivity and elsewhere. Shokz is very kindly sponsoring this video, but every single view you're about to hear is my own. Shokz was formerly known as Aftershokz and it's the world's leading bone conduction technology manufacturer and innovator. The company is best known for its developments in wireless open-ear headphones which provide the benefits of conventional headsets while leaving both ears open and available for environmental sounds. Unlike traditional headsets, the OpenComm2 UC uses an open-ear design which uses bone conduction technology rather than speaker drivers. And on the face of it, bone conduction might sound a bit scary because nothing goes into your ears. It actually uses the bones in your head to ensure you can hear the sound coming out of these. And if you're worried about that, don't be, because it's completely safe, very, very comfortable, and it feels more natural than you might think. Basically, these little units here sit on this part of your ear and vibrate, basically. I'm doing quite a bad job of explaining bone conduction technology. I'll put a link in the description if you want to find out exactly how it works, but it does get quite technical, as you can imagine. But basically, these, like I say, sit just in front of your ears and send sound into your senses via vibrations. And what's incredible is that the bone conducting technology in the OpenComm2 UC is 7th generation. That's how long Shokz has been doing this, and that is how good they are at doing this stuff. As you might guess, these connect to pretty much any device via Bluetooth, but if you can't use Bluetooth or you don't want to use Bluetooth for whatever reason, you do get this very handy little Shokz adapter, which is USB-C and uses their own Shokz loop connection to connect to these. And they're ridiculously light. They're 35 grams, which if you compare against a lot of over-ear most over-ear headphones, you barely know they're there. When it comes to battery life, you can expect up to 16 hours of talk time and 8 hours of listening time. Standby time is 14 days. A full charge takes 60 minutes, but if you give these a 5-minute charge, you get 2 hours of talk time. They also have IP55 water resistance and 2 years warranty. What is very cool about these though is this little mic arm here. So this little boom arm has a noise cancelling mic on the end of it, and this has lots of very clever DSP technology to make your voice sound as clear as it should do. There's loads of really cool tech in these, to be honest, including something called clear voice capture, which identifies and balances vocals by filtering out ambient noise, and something called premium pitch 2.0, which equalizes medium and high frequency vocals. And in layman's terms for people like myself, that means that people can hear you crystal clear. And going back to that boom arm, if I just put these on my head very quickly, as you can see, I can move it. So I can move it to best pick up my voice, but equally I can swing it out of the way if I need to, and it has a mute button on it. So if I want to talk to someone in the room or just quickly silence myself, I can press that and do what I need to do, press it again, and we're back. Now these are compatible with Mac and Windows, and they are Zoom certified, which is a big deal. They've even got multi-point Bluetooth connectivity, so I can pair these with my Mac, for instance, and also pair them with my iPhone and not have to keep repairing them. And lastly, we can't forget Shokz Connect, which enables the user to upgrade the firmware on these. The price is just under $200, which I think is fantastic given the amount of tech in these and what you get out of them. And there's a 45-day risk-free trial. But what are these like to use, and more importantly, why do you need them? I'm a huge fan of ease of use when it comes to setting up headsets like this, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to connect the OpenComm2 UC to both my MacBook and my iPhone. So let's get them on my head. And the way that we start the pairing process is by pressing and holding the volume up button, and the Shokz OpenComm2 UC talk to you. So it tells you, where it says welcome, then it says how high the battery is, and then it says pairing. So if I go onto my MacBook and go into the nearby devices, we can see the OpenComm2 UC by Shokz down here. So if I click connect, like you do with every Bluetooth headset, it connects perfectly, there we go. Confirms it's connected, but also if I start pairing again and go onto my iPhone, go into my settings, into Bluetooth, and then scroll down, and at the bottom we see OpenComm2 UC by Shokz, connect, there we go. I'm connected now to both this and this, so switching between the two is completely seamless. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to play some music to myself because I can't play it for rights reasons, but I'm going to do it first on here and test the sound quality so you can see my reaction. I know you can't hear this, which is quite annoying for you guys, but trust me, the stuff that Shokz does with bone conducting technology never fails to amaze me. Now, it's never going to sound as big and rich as a pair of big over-ear headphones, but that isn't the point. That isn't possible. Like I said at the start of this video, these just sound incredible for what they're doing. Remember, these don't go into your ears. They're sitting on the edge of my ear. The biggest difference between the OpenComm2 UC and regular headphones or earbuds is that fact that they don't protrude into your ears. And the fact you also get this all-day comfort, which is very hard again to get across on this video, but trust me, these, I barely know these are on my head. Shokz have made the OpenComm2 UC for professional communication, which these days, as we all know, takes place not just in the office, but also at the local gym, coffee shops, at your home, while you're waiting for your car to be serviced. Basically, we take these calls anywhere. And if you do that a lot and you've been using regular headphones for the task, I can guarantee that every single day something goes wrong, or they run out of battery life, or you miss something very important happening around you, particularly if you're working from home. By comparison, the OpenComm2 UC mean you can still remain aware of what's going on in your house and be engaged with the call, so you're not annoying the people in your house because you don't hear that something terrible has happened in the next room that needs your attention, which can happen with kids, let's be honest, and the people you're talking to on the call can still hear you and you can still hear them. But they work fantastic in the office as well, so if you've got an open plan office that is very noisy, but equally you still need to hear that noise, you can't shut yourself off from it completely, but you want to hear the calls that you're on, then the OpenComm2 UC give you both of those benefits. And if, like me, you work from lots of coffee shops or trains and that sort of stuff, then the clever noise cancellation built into this mic means that you can hear the person on the other end, they can hear you, but the couple next to you who don't want to hear your conversation can't hear a thing. Everyone benefits from these, and if you get stuck out in the rain, so if you're doing a call on your phone and it starts raining, these have that IP55 water resistance, which means you don't have to worry about them. Trust me, if you're fed up with the headset that you're currently using, these will change everything. As mentioned earlier, I was very impressed with the OpenComm UC last year, and on the face of it, the new version doesn't look very different. There are some very small design changes, including the fact that the boom arm is now on the right-hand side compared to the left-hand side. Like I say, they look very similar. That's not a bad thing because these are very well built, very robust, but they have listened and made 3 changes, I think, that have made a big difference. The first one is the fact you get the mute button on the boom arm, which you didn't have on the first version, and that was a bit of a downside. The new version also has better clear voice capture technology and that Zoom certification. Oh, and you can update the firmware on these, which you can't do on these. Trust me, this is a big upgrade. Shokz has done it again. They keep making these products that defy physics but still produce great sound without relying on traditional technology. And the result in this case is the OpenComm2 UC, which has great sound, fantastic mic quality, all-day comfort, and the ability to remain aware of your surroundings. If you work remotely in any location or you just need the best possible headset for your office, these are a complete no-brainer. And don't forget, you also get that 45-day risk-free trial. So to find out more about the OpenComm2 UC from Shokz, just click that link below.